name's James Lochran. I'm the Commercial Manager at Leinster Environmentals. We operate what's known as a Resource Renewal Centre, which is a recycling centre based here just outside Dundalk. It's a family-run business. We started trading in 2006 and we take in a broad range of your recyclable materials, mostly plastics, cardboard and some metals, but essentially the company's focused on plastics. We noticed that there was a potential to develop a respected and strong facility in the area. With that in mind, we researched the project and we researched different areas, and we decided that some of the equipment which was necessary, we were able to purchase it and begin trading from there. Our processing equipment it's quite innovative, it's quite new. There's a number of stages involved in it. There's a size reduction stage which involves shredding and granulating large pieces into small pieces. After this there's a washing stage which involves washing the plastics, removing off any grime or any dirt. And then there's a filtration stage or a separation stage which involves separating out any foreign plastics, any foreign wood, metal, materials like that. A single stream or a single type of plastic is key to any customer, so we're constantly bearing that in mind. The products that we produce are what's known mostly as a regrind, and what that means is it's a small piece of plastic, approximately 10–12 millimeters in diameter. So for example, we produce a regrind from high density polyethylene, a regrind from polypropylene, a regrind from polystyrene, and each one of those is then graded into its own particular grade. So we have injection grade, extrusion grade, rotational moulding grade. Essentially we're an export focused company. Most of our customers are manufacturers of consumer plastics. There's a large number of them within the UK, across Northern Europe and further afield within Asia. So they would make things like wheelie bins, flower pots, traffic cones, coat hangers. Some materials go back into piping, packaging, bags, films. We're lucky to be involved in a market which is growing, where new applications for our products are being developed. We do quite a lot of work with election posters. Election posters are generally made from what's known as polypropylene, and it's an extrusion grade of polypropylene. Our regrind from this material is then sold back into the manufacturing industry. A lot of it goes into either one of two things, either flower pots or coat hangers. It's a really good example of a closed loop whereby one product is made back into another. A lot of the materials that we process at Leinster Environmentals could otherwise have ended up in landfill. By diverting them from landfill, we're able to renew their life and ensure that the cycle is continued. We add value by making sure that these materials are put back into a form which is ready to use again. And that means size reduction, washing, polymer sorting, and making sure that what we have at the end is a product of high value and high demand, so the customers are willing to pay for it and carry on purchasing it regularly. Leinster Environmentals has grown a lot since we began. When we began, it was myself and my father, and then we hired one or two more people, and as time went on we hired on again. At the moment we currently employ 16 people on a full-time basis, and we're hoping to increase that as the time goes on. We believe it's important to try and bring people through the company, people who start at a relatively low level, and mature them on up through, so that they're trained in what we try and do and they understand the company ethos, so that it's reflected in customer service and customer values. One of the biggest limiting factors we have at Leinster Environmentals is obtaining raw materials of sufficient quality to allow us to produce a finished product. We develop very strong relationships with our suppliers. We try and help them, we try and educate them, we try and show them how they can add as much value as possible to their materials, so that we can in turn pay them as much as possible for them. It just means that we get a product which allows better processing and better final application, so that it achieves as high a value as possible. We're really looking forward to the RX3 survey later on in the year into best practice into collection and processing, and we believe the outcomes from this will be helpful into developing some long-term sustainability features from the industry.